everyone, welcome back to ACL Stands. I've got a 125 snap kit from Lindbergh. Now I saw this advertised at local Mr. Toys Toy World, and being a cop car collector in the 124 scale, this really appealed to me. Recently picked up the Welly 124 scale, and I've got to say those 124 Wellies are actually a little bit smaller than most of the other 124 scale. I don't know why that is, but it sort of put me off buying Welly stuff. Yeah, this one definitely looks, on the back here it says 125 8 inches. So this one absolutely is around at 124, 125 8 inch long, like the Motomax and the Greenlights. This is a pretty easy kit, it's just a snap kit, but one of the things that I want to do is spray the interior. Now this is all pre-painted, so all I've got to do is put the decals on. It's really nice little easy kit. So what I want to do is I want to have the blue interior, and I think that'll look really nice, but I'm not an expert actually in modelling. So this is something that I've done. I mean, I've done models in the past, and I'll make a display case for this as well. So let's have a look inside the box and see what we get. So again, this is 8 inches long. When I was looking for these Lindbergh models, I couldn't find anyone that actually showed me the back of the box. So yeah, if anyone out there wants to know what these are like, 8 inches, so that's 20 centimeters, and I think it's around about a couple inches wide as well. So if you have like a Motomax 124 or Greenlight, any of the Hot Pursuit vehicles, they're about the same size as that. Comes with the decals and all that sort of stuff. So this is a plastic body. It's not a die-cast body, but it should be fine. And we get the instructions here. It's pretty easy. It's guide. You get that nice plastic clear windows and all that sort of stuff. You get the nice body that's pre-painted. Okay, so with the interior, I want to make this that nice blue colour, and I don't have the blue here handy with me, but I do have a paint that's very similar to what I want. So you get the seats, you get the dash section here, which is pretty nice. You get all the chrome parts here with it as well. Really nice wheels there. Rubber tyres. Get the decals there. Police gear, the walkie-talkies, scanner, I guess that is, computer. Side mirrors, metal rods for the wheels. Divider here, security cage. Maybe do that silver. Bumper there. The light bars now, and also the tails and the headlights are in there too, I think. Now the light bar looks pretty average compared to this. If we have a look on here, this looks like the MX-7000 style light bars. But you can see on this particular one here, it's got that bottom section here on the actual light bar. And that's actually painted, and that shouldn't be painted on the MX-7000s. That's everything that you get in the model. First of all, get the compressor out and pull all this interior parts off the tree here, and I'm going to spray this up in that nice blue. Okay, so here's the blue I want to go for. Basically this colour here. Does anyone remember there was that interiors on some of those older cars, the 90s cars, they had that sort of bluish interior? Yeah, well that's kind of what I want to go for here, just to mix it up a little bit. But I'm going to have to make some more because I'm actually out of that, but I know the colour that I want. Right, I've added a little bit of grey to that as well, just to give it a little bit more of a duller colour. I put this into the air gun. I'll add a little bit of thinner. I'll need to recoat this again because it's only had one coat, but you can see what colour I'm actually going for. So what I've done is I've actually gone through and fixed this one up and used some rubbing alcohol and taken off all that paint that was down on this clear part. So it's not perfect, but it's much better than it was. So now you can really see that sort of clear section at the bottom. Okay, so here's a look at the parts of the seat and the interior that have been done, and this sort of has like a dark blue colour to it, that grey, so it's really made it sort of shaded, that it almost looks like there's a blue interior in there as well. So you can see we've got that nice blue sort of interior now, so that's going to look really nice when we put all the windows and everything back on it. I think maybe the 1993 models or something like that, they might have had that sort of bluish interior, but I can't be for certain. So anyhow, that's the seat done, that's the light bar taken care of. Now I have done just a little bit of quick detailing with the silver pen, and that's about all I'm going to do. I can always come back later and do all that sort of stuff. Have a look at these wheels, and they're pretty silver. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of a black wash over the top of it to take off that really shiny silver, because that looks a little bit too, like shiny. So you can see the difference now. I've got this one on the right here that's been done, and the one on the left is the original one. So the one on the left looked really cheap. It gives it a little bit more of a more realistic look. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through and do the rest of them. So there we go. There's the wheels done. So that'll look really nice when it's on the car. I'm just going to wait till all these parts here dry fully, and maybe leave it for another hour. Okay, so here's a look at what I've done with the back security bar here. I've just left this part black, and I've just used a silver pen. Okay, so I've gone and put the decal dash on here, and I just used a little bit of warm water and just soaked it in there. And I've left it in there for about a minute, and they've come out really nice. Cotton buds here, and just smoothed it all out and got rid of all the excess water, and flat clear TS80 on over the top of that, and just seal it in. So in order to get the Ford emblems on here, what I'm going to do is just use a brush. It's going to slide this off onto the rim, pretty accurate to where it needs to be, and then I'm just going to use a cotton bud here and just slightly push down, get rid of that excess water. So there we go, those decals went on really nicely. So here's a look at the dash and what I've done. Just added some flat black to the grills, also some semi-gloss to the instrument cluster there, just to give it a little bit more of a shine, because it looked a little bit too flat when I sprayed the flat clear. So next thing I'm going to do is put the steering wheel on here and start assembling this thing. If you hit it with a semi-gloss, it gives it that nice leathery type of a look. So I'm going to wait for that to dry and then do the whole thing, and that'll seal it in as well. Okay, so here's a look at the finished interior, and like I said, just given that a semi-gloss coat. I'm just going to go and put the decals now on the main body. Okay, so here's a look at the decals all put on, and it took me probably about an hour. And while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm just going to clear coat these rims here. So the next thing I have to do is clear coat this shell. The tail lights have got to go in here, and I haven't used any glue except for the glue that I used on the radio gear here in the center console. The reason why I don't want to use glue is because if I want to open this back up, put lights in it or something at a later date, then I can do that. Okay, so here's a look at the model finished, and I think I shouldn't have used the TS13 because I found out that was actually a lacquer coat, but it doesn't matter. Took a little bit of the shine off it, but that's okay. I'll know for next time. I want to use a gloss coat probably for to go over this, especially if the paint is already glossy. But anyhow, I think I made the right choice in the interior, and that looks fantastic. And the only thing is I made an acrylic red light at the back here. And there's an issue with the model, and it really doesn't sit back enough, so you can't really see much of the light, but still you can see a little bit of the red. So that was kind of a nice addition, even though it didn't come to its full effect. But you can see the cage inside there, looks pretty nice. Yeah, I'm going to put the rest of this back together, see the final product. So here's the model, fully assembled, and this took me probably about 2 days to get this finished. I haven't seen this model of the Crown Victoria in the Motomax or the Greenlight, and I think it came out pretty good. I've just got to put the front plate on there, and also the little Ford emblem's got to go on here. Add some numbers here on the laser cutter. The 125 scale, so maybe 125 might be a good one there. So there it is, the Ford Crown Vic. I'd highly recommend, if you can find one, pick one up, build it up and add it to your cop car collection. So that's it for this episode. If you want to know more about how I built this model, or what paints I used, or any little tips and tricks, then leave it in the comments below. But that's it for this episode, my weekend project. Stay safe. I'll see you on the next project.